Death Valley. The name itself evokes images of a desolate and unforgiving land, a place where the very essence of survival is tested against the harshest of elements. It is a place where the earth burns, the air feels toxic, and life seems like a distant dream. The ground beneath your feet is so hot that it can fry an egg in mere minutes, and the heat waves rising from the desert floor create a mirage of water that is never there. Located in the heart of the Mojave Desert, Death Valley is one of the hottest and driest places on Earth. It stretches over 3,000 square miles, a vast expanse of nothingness that challenges the very notion of life. The valley floor is a sea of salt flats, sand dunes, and jagged rock formations, baked by the relentless sun. These salt flats are remnants of ancient lakes that evaporated thousands of years ago, leaving behind a crusty white landscape that crunches underfoot. The silence here is almost absolute, broken only by the occasional gust of wind that whips across the barren landscape. This wind, though seemingly gentle, carries with it the sting of sand and the scent of desolation. Death Valley is a place of extremes where the forces of nature are on full display. Temperatures can soar to a blistering 134 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, making it the hottest place on Earth. Yet, in the winter, the mercury can plummet to near freezing, a stark contrast that underscores the valley's unforgiving nature. The dramatic landscape, shaped by millennia of geological activity, tells a story of resilience and adaptation. From the towering peaks of the Panamint Range to the lowest point in North America at Badwater Basin, Death Valley is a testament to the raw power and beauty of nature. Death Valley holds the record for the highest air temperature ever recorded on Earth. In the summer of 1913, the mercury soared to a staggering 134 degrees Fahrenheit at Furnace Creek Ranch. The heat is so intense that it can be felt radiating from the ground, even at night. The valley's extreme temperatures are a result of its unique geography. Surrounded by towering mountain ranges, Death Valley acts like a giant solar oven. The sun's rays become trapped in the valley, reflecting back and forth between the mountains and the valley floor. One of the most striking things about Death Valley is the silence. Standing on the valley floor, surrounded by miles of open space, you can hear the sound of your own heartbeat. The air is so dry that it absorbs sound, creating an eerie stillness that can be both unsettling and awe-inspiring. At night, the silence is broken only by the sound of the wind. As the temperature drops, the air in the valley cools and becomes denser than the air in the surrounding mountains. This creates a pressure difference, causing winds to rush down the mountainsides and across the valley floor. The winds that sweep across Death Valley at night are more than just a meteorological phenomenon. They carry with them stories and secrets whispered through the ages. These winds have been a constant presence, shaping the landscape and the lives of those who have called this harsh yet beautiful place home. To the Native American tribes who have lived in the region for centuries, these winds are the whispers of spirits. They believe that the winds carry messages from their ancestors, guiding them and offering protection. The tribes have a deep spiritual connection to the land, seeing it as a living, breathing entity that communicates with them through the elements. They believe that Death Valley is a sacred place, a place where the veil between this world and the next is thin. This belief is reflected in their rituals and traditions, which often involve paying homage to the spirits of the land. The valley's unique geological features, such as its vast salt flats and towering sand dunes, are seen as manifestations of the spiritual energy that permeates the area. One of the most enduring legends of Death Valley is that of the moving rocks. These rocks, some weighing hundreds of pounds, mysteriously move across the desert floor, leaving long trails behind them. This phenomenon has puzzled scientists and intrigued visitors for decades. On the Racetrack Playa, a dry lake bed in the northern part of the valley, rocks weighing hundreds of pounds have been known to move across the flat surface, leaving long trails behind them. The exact mechanism behind this movement remained a mystery for many years, leading to various theories ranging from the plausible to the fantastical. Some believed it was the work of spirits or extraterrestrial forces, while others suggested more scientific explanations involving wind and ice. Recent studies have shown that a combination of wind, ice, and water is responsible for this eerie phenomenon, but the sense of mystery and wonder it evokes remains undiminished. The movement of the rocks has long been a mystery, attributed to everything from supernatural forces to magnetic fields. For decades, people have been fascinated by these so-called sailing stones that seem to move on their own across the dry lake bed of Racetrack Playa in Death Valley National Park. The phenomenon has sparked numerous theories and speculations, with some suggesting that the rocks are moved by mysterious unseen forces. Others have proposed that magnetic fields or even extraterrestrial influences could be responsible for the movement of these stones. The trails left behind by the rocks, which can stretch for hundreds of feet, add to the enigma, making it seem as though the rocks have a life of their own. However, scientists have recently discovered a more plausible explanation. Through careful observation and experimentation, researchers have been able to piece together the natural processes that cause the rocks to move. This breakthrough came after years of studying the environmental conditions of Racetrack Playa and the behavior of the rocks under different circumstances. By using time-lapse photography, GPS tracking, and other advanced technologies, scientists have been able to gather concrete evidence that sheds light on this long-standing mystery. During the winter months, the playa occasionally floods with a thin layer of water. This usually happens after rainstorms, when water collects on the flat, dry lake bed. The water layer is often just a few millimeters deep, but it plays a crucial role in the movement of the rocks. The presence of water creates a slick surface that reduces friction, making it easier for the rocks to move. This thin layer of water is the first key ingredient in the natural mechanism that drives the sailing stones. When the temperature drops below freezing at night, this water freezes into thin sheets of ice. The ice forms a delicate, glass-like layer over the surface of the playa. This freezing process is influenced by the clear skies and cold temperatures typical of desert nights. The ice sheets can vary in thickness, but they are generally thin enough to be fragile yet strong enough to play a significant role in the movement of the rocks. The formation of ice is the second critical component in the natural explanation for the sailing stones. As the sun rises and the ice begins to melt, the ice sheets break into large panels, which are then blown across the playa by the wind. The melting process is gradual, and as the ice thaws, it breaks into smaller pieces that can be easily moved by even a gentle breeze. The wind, which is a common feature in the open, flat landscape of Racetrack Playa, provides the necessary force to push the ice panels across the surface. This movement of ice panels is the third and final element in the natural mechanism that explains the sailing stones. If a panel of ice happens to be pushing against a rock, it can move the rock along with it, leaving a trail in the soft mud beneath the ice. This process can occur over several hours or even days, depending on the conditions. The combination of water, ice, and wind creates the perfect environment for the rocks to move, solving the mystery of the sailing stones. This natural explanation not only demystifies the phenomenon but also highlights the intricate and fascinating processes that occur in nature, often hidden from plain sight. Section 6. A land of extremes. Death Valley is a land of extremes. It is a place of scorching heat and bone-chilling cold, of blinding light and impenetrable darkness. It is a place where the forces of nature are constantly at work, shaping and reshaping the landscape. But despite its harsh conditions, Death Valley is also a place of great beauty. The vastness of the landscape, the starkness of the mountains, and the silence of the desert all combine to create a sense of awe and wonder. Section 7. Life finds a way. Despite its harsh conditions, Death Valley is not devoid of life. In fact, the valley is home to a surprising array of plants and animals that have adapted to survive in this extreme environment. Desert bighorn sheep navigate the steep mountain slopes, while kangaroo rats have evolved to survive without ever drinking water. The wildflowers that bloom in Death Valley each spring are a testament to the resilience of life. After a rare rainfall, the valley floor explodes in a riot of color as dormant seeds burst into life. For a brief time, the desert is transformed into a garden. Section 8. A timeless landscape. Standing in Death Valley, it is easy to feel as though you have been transported back in time. The landscape has remained largely unchanged for millions of years, a testament to the slow and relentless forces of geological time. The rocks here tell a story that stretches back to the dawn of our planet. Death Valley is a reminder that we are just passing through. The Earth was here long before us, and it will be here long after we are gone. It is a humbling thought but also a comforting one. Section 9. A humbling experience. Death Valley is a place that stays with you long after you have left. It is a place of stark beauty, of profound silence, and of humbling power. It is a place that reminds us of the fragility of life and the enduring strength of the natural world. If you ever have the opportunity to visit Death Valley, I urge you to do so. It is an experience that will stay with you forever.